Good day. Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about cameras. I'm Mr. Highland, and we have three different types of cameras that we're going to use in the world of Bishop Lloyd. One of them is this particular one, the Canon Vixia HFR 300. Each camera has a few different things that we need to know about in order to use it properly. For the Canon, when you open it up, you'll notice there's a power button on the back. And click on the power button, it'll start everything up. If you're getting ready to film, you're going to notice that when the screen goes on, once it goes through, it's all black. Don't freak out. On the front, you'll notice there's a lens cap over top of the camera. You need to just slide the button down. You'll notice it opens up. And if you're taking a look at what you're filming, you'll notice that, yes, indeed, now it works. If it's closed, you get black. If it's open, you'll get camera. Okay. On the top, some basic controls. On the top, you have the zoom in and the zoom out. It's indicated with a W and a T. W stands for wide, T stands for tight. So you'll notice when you zoom in, it zooms in. When you zoom out, it zooms out. Okay. If you're moving around with the camera, you need to always make sure that your hand is inside the strap. That way, just like a Wii, if you drop it, don't worry, it's still on your hand. If you need to tighten it up on the side, you can just loosen it, tighten her up, and then you got it. You're ready to go. Okay. When you're filming, if you need to take a look and do some different things or change any of the particular functions, the screen is a touch screen. You can scroll up, scroll down, depending on what you want to do. For the most part, the settings should be set at auto, and that should be fine, just like that. As with most cameras, if you want to record, there's a red button. It starts. You'll see that on the screen there's a little red start recording button, and then if you hit it again, it turns off. Basic: start, stop, record. You want to watch and see what you got. On the inside, there's a little button here. It looks like a play button. It's a little triangle inside a box. Just click on it. It'll turn into play mode. Now you can see all of the stuff that you have on the camera. You can see the stuff that's been filmed on it before by scrolling back. You can see all the stuff that's been filmed on it today by going in there. If you click on it, on the actual thing, it'll pop up and it'll play for you the clip that you're working on. Okay, if you want to stop it, just hit the stop. You can go through there. Don't erase anything on the camera. Save that for the editing, because if you accidentally erase something, or if you accidentally erase something that is someone else's, then we have some problems later. So always just leave it. If you got bad takes, it might make good bloopers later. Don't erase anything that's on the camera. Just leave it like that. A couple other things if you're filming. Oh, if you watched it and you want to go back, you just hit that same button again, and it'll take you back to filming mode. It tells you on the screen, if you're filming, a few things. It'll tell you how much battery life you have left. It'll tell you how much memory card life you have left, and it'll tell you what quality you're filming in. Okay. When you are filming on these particular cameras, they are being filmed onto a memory card. I turn the camera off, and the memory card is actually just flipped right on the inside here. You just take it out and pop it out. You got your memory card. Each camera has a memory card. Each memory card needs to stay with that particular camera. Okay. On the bottom we have the input for the tripod if you need to use that, and on the bottom you can also take off the battery. If for some reason you need to remove the battery, just push down the button, slide the battery back off. You want to put it back on, just put it on, slide it all the way up. Easy peasy. One last thing, on these particular cameras, you'll notice on the inside there is a headphone jack. It's really important that you listen to the audio while you're recording, as these microphones aren't the best microphones in the world. Then you can hear if you have wind, if you have coughing, if you have people talking in the background. If you're picking up extra noise from the room, you should always have your headphones in, listening to the audio that you're getting, so that you know what is actually sounding like on the camera. A few other types of cameras that you're going to see include the gray Sony and the blue Sony camera. These cameras, when you open up the screen, they turn on. When you close the screen, they turn off. Pretty simple. The gray Sony is not a touchscreen. If you want to adjust things, if you want to move things around, you have to use this little toggle button on the side, a little joystick, and you can joystick around from there. If you want to watch what you filmed, again here, you're looking for the triangle inside the box, and then you can scroll around and collect the footage that you want. To go back, you just click the button again and it'll go back to video mode. This one again has a sliding lens cap that you always want to make sure you open and close. The zoom is on the top, the hand goes through there. Pretty simple. Our blue Sony, very similar thing. When you open it up, it will automatically open the lens cap and it will automatically close or turn on. You'll notice that all of our cameras also have the ability to rotate around so that you can watch yourself if you're filming in front, or it can rotate down if you're filming something really high up and you want to be able to see what you're filming. If you flip it far enough and it doesn't feel like it's going to go anymore, don't crank it. Again, if it doesn't move easily, it's not supposed to move. So be careful with it. Don't crank it all the way around. It doesn't 360. It just goes one way or the other. From here, on this camera, you have a couple options for record. Record is right there. If you want to record, you can also record using the little record button on the bottom of the screen, and you can also zoom in or out using that as well. This camera has some light on it, so if you hit the light button, the little light should turn on in the front. There you go, you got a little bit of on-camera light if you really need it. And again, there's a little circle or a triangle inside a square in which you can use to watch your footage. It will turn off automatically as soon as you close the screen. The last one, the Samsungs, are the oldest in our fleet. Again, you gotta open her up. These ones have a power button on the side. It's a little circle with a tab on top, like most power buttons are. Turns the cameras on. They have a lens cap on the side that you need to open and close. Anytime you use a lens cap, again, make sure that you always, once you're done filming, you close it off so that it keeps the camera safe. If this part gets scratched up, it's going to be really difficult to make it look nice when you're filming. Again, if you go through any menus, this particular camera has some menu buttons, and it has a switch that you can toggle back and forth to go through and take a look. It has something called Smart Auto, which is usually what it's set to. It'll try to figure out what the best settings are for what you want to do. It rotates around again, but this particular one, when you're done filming, you must hold down the off button. It'll make a little sound like it's going to turn itself off. And then you know that it's good to go and you can put it away. If you want to watch what you filmed in this camera, you need to hit the mode button on the top, and it'll flip it to your video so you can see back and forth what's going on. Okay. All these cameras, inside every single case, there are a few things. Regardless of the camera, regardless of whatever's going on, each camera is going to have a case. It might look like this, might look like this, it might look like this, but regardless, every camera has a case. Inside each and every case, there should be a camera, there should be a charging cord. Please make sure when you're using the cameras that inside the number on the charging cord is the exact same as the number on the camera. You can see in this particular case, I have two different ones, so I'm going to have to fix that at the end. Also inside the case, so that all should be in the main compartment. Inside the rest of the case, there should be a USB cable so that you can transfer from your camera to the computer. Those three are mandatories. There likely will be a book that gives the instructions in the case as well. And some of the cameras might actually have a RGA cable so that if you wanted to, you could take what's on your camera and play it out on a screen. It's very unlikely that you're probably going to need that, but it should be inside the box. So again, different case, we have a camera, we have a USB cord, and we have a plug so you can plug in your camera. All of the cameras will record while they are plugged in, and all of them need to charge with the battery on the camera and the camera plugged in. Some of our cameras will charge while you're recording if it's plugged in. Some of them, especially the new ones, the Canons, they won't. So you got to make sure that you have dedicated time to charge, or you take that time when you're filming for a little break. The last thing for today is charging. So if you want to charge your camera, which all of you at some point in time will need to do. It's very simple. You need your charging cord, you need the camera. On the Samsungs, you have to open up the little flap down here, and you'll notice there's an orange connector. Take the plug it into the orange connector, plug it into the wall. On the Canons, it's a little bit different. It's hidden underneath the hand holder right there. On the silver ones, again, underneath the hand holder, there's a little thing that says DC in. Just have to flip it open, and you can add your plug in there. You're looking for DC in at any point. You just plug it in, put it into the wall. It shouldn't take them too long, a few hours, and then it'll be fully charged up. So that's it for cameras. As with everything, treat them with respect. Be very careful with them. Make sure you always have your hand through the loop, and make sure that everything goes back into the case when you are done with it. When you're filming, keep that case with you. Keep all the cables with you. Don't leave it somewhere and then go back and find it later. Keep everything together, and be careful with the cameras.